What do ruthless dictators and apex predators have in common? How can the raw power moves of animals help us understand the methods of history's most notorious rulers? Welcome to a unique perspective on authoritarian leadership, one that reaches beyond politics and into the wild. In both human and animal realms, dominance, control, and survival are more than instincts. They're strategies for staying at the top. Let's explore how these primal drives reveal the surprising connections between some of the most powerful, feared leaders in history and the creatures that roam the earth. 1. Alpha dominance, the unyielding drive to lead and control. Dictators. Historically, dictators have demonstrated an intense desire to hold the highest position and keep it at any cost. Take Joseph Stalin as an example. Rising to power by crushing rivals and consolidating influence, he purged anyone he suspected of disloyalty. His tactics created a climate of fear and absolute control, with secret police, surveillance, and constant crackdowns on potential threats. Like many authoritarian figures, Stalin's drive wasn't just about leading, it was about ensuring no one else even approached his level. Animals. In the animal kingdom, this alpha dominance is a survival necessity. Take the wolf pack, for instance. A wolf pack follows a strict hierarchy, with an alpha male and sometimes an alpha female leading the group. This leader controls hunting, pack movements, and access to resources. Wolves often fight for dominance, and an alpha's position can be challenged by younger, stronger contenders. The alpha wolf maintains order by exerting dominance, a strategy remarkably similar to the purges and demonstrations of power seen in authoritarian regimes. Comparison. Both dictators and animal alphas demonstrate that dominance isn't just assumed, it's enforced daily through displays of power and control. Whether it's Stalin's purges or a wolf growling at a subordinate, this behavior underscores the natural inclination to eliminate competition and enforce loyalty. 2. Territorial aggression. Conquer and defend at all costs. Dictators. For many dictators, the concept of homeland or territory is almost sacred. They defend it with military force, heavy propaganda, and a zero-tolerance policy for dissent. A classic example is Adolf Hitler, who preached about Lebensraum, living space, envisioning an expanded territory for the German people. His ideology justified invasions of neighboring countries, leading to a catastrophic war with millions of casualties. To dictators like Hitler, territory wasn't just land. It was a manifestation of power and identity. Animals. In nature, territorial behavior is common among many species. Big cats like tigers and lions are extremely territorial. A tiger, for example, marks its area with scent glands and urine, creating a perimeter that warns other tigers to stay away. If an intruder challenges this boundary, it's met with a fierce response. The fight for territory is often brutal, and the victor claims control while the loser retreats or is left fatally wounded. This defense strategy ensures the alpha animal controls vital resources like food and mates. Comparison. For both dictators and territorial animals, land represents resources and survival. The stakes are high. Losing territory can mean losing status, resources, or even life. Hitler's military campaigns and the territorial fights of tigers reveal how land often symbolizes power and control, a lifeline to dominance. 3. Survival of the fittest. The ruthless battle to stay on top. Dictators. In a dictatorship, power is often gained and kept by eliminating anyone who poses a threat. Take Saddam Hussein in Iraq, who famously dealt with rivals and perceived threats with violence and intimidation. He conducted brutal purges against military officials, political opponents, and even family members to solidify his rule. To Saddam, showing weakness could mean his downfall, so he governed with a survival of the fittest mindset, rewarding loyalty and ruthlessly eradicating dissent. Animals. In nature, the strongest often rise to the top, while the weak or vulnerable fall behind. The African lion is a prime example. Male lions must fight off rivals to control a pride, and these battles are life-threatening. If a challenger overthrows the dominant male, he may kill the cubs sired by the former leader to secure his bloodline and control the pride's future. This might seem brutal, but it's a survival strategy that ensures only the strongest genes endure in the pride. Comparison. Saddam's purges and the lion's control over a pride both reflect the high-stakes competition inherent to leadership. In both cases, a leader's failure to demonstrate strength can lead to immediate challenges, and the elimination of rivals is a direct tactic for securing survival at the top. 4. Cult of personality and mating displays. the art of commanding attention. Dictators. Dictators often create an aura of invincibility around themselves, cultivating a cult of personality to establish loyalty and project power. Consider Mao Zedong in China, who filled the country with his image. His face appeared on posters, coins, and banners, while slogans praising his wisdom filled the streets. Mao's image became inseparable from the concept of Chinese strength and unity. Through this spectacle, he cemented his position as a leader whose importance transcended the political sphere and became almost mythical. Animals. In the animal kingdom, certain species use elaborate displays to attract attention and establish dominance. The peacock is a classic example. The male's vibrant feathers, shown off in a fan-like display, are meant to attract a mate, and by flaunting its feathers, it proves its health and genetic quality. Similarly, bowerbirds build intricate nests decorated with shiny objects to impress females. The purpose? To project strength, virility, and desirability, all qualities that discourage competition and attract followers or mates. Comparison. Mao's propaganda and the peacock's display may seem worlds apart, yet they serve similar functions. Both create an aura of superiority and desirability. By commanding attention, they deter competitors and attract loyalty, reinforcing their dominance. 5. Control over group dynamics. Keeping the social order in check. Dictators. A dictator's hold on power relies on maintaining a strict social hierarchy, where loyalty is rewarded and rebellion is punished. Kim Jong-un of North Korea is an example, overseeing a state in which every citizen's role is defined by loyalty to the regime. Through an intricate system of rewards and punishments, Kim keeps the social order intact, ensuring that any disobedience is swiftly quashed to protect his authority. Animals. Many animals also rely on strict hierarchies to maintain social order. In chimpanzee groups, the alpha male has a privileged position, but it isn't just brute strength that keeps him there. He has to carefully manage relationships within the group. By forming alliances, displaying strength, and sharing resources with key members, the alpha chimp ensures loyalty and discourages rivalries. Chimpanzee alphas are known to engage in calculated aggression to reinforce their dominance. Comparison. Both Kim Jong-un and alpha chimpanzees show how tightly regulated hierarchies serve as a means of control. By managing social relationships and rewarding loyalty, both leaders maintain a structure that protects their authority, proving that group dynamics play a critical role in sustaining power. 6. Isolation and paranoia. Surviving alone at the top. Dictators. Dictators often live in a state of constant vigilance and paranoia, fearing betrayal from even the closest allies. Nicolae Ceausescu of Romania took extreme precautions to protect himself from assassination, constantly surrounded by bodyguards and rarely trusting anyone outside his inner circle. Paranoia drove him to isolate himself from potential threats, leading to increased suspicion and fear, which ultimately isolated him further as he grew wary of even his closest advisors. Animals. In the animal world, isolation can also be a survival strategy. Apex predators like the tiger often live solitary lives, patrolling their vast territories alone to avoid competition. This isolation protects their resources and reduces the risk of confrontation. Though the tiger may appear solitary and reclusive, this is a calculated strategy that minimizes vulnerability and maximizes control over its environment. Comparison. For both Ceausescu and the tiger, isolation serves as a form of self-preservation. By minimizing exposure to potential threats, they increase their chances of survival. The dictator's paranoia and the tiger's solitary life reflect the costs and necessities of maintaining power in a world where threats can arise at any time.
So, what can we learn from these eerie parallels between dictators and the animal kingdom? Power, dominance, survival, and control aren't just concepts that exist in human society. They are forces that pulse through the veins of life on Earth. The ruthless strategies employed by dictators mirror instincts found in the wild, reminding us that beneath our social constructs, the primal drives for dominance, security, and control are universal. Next time you see a lion marking its territory or a wolf asserting its dominance, think of how these behaviors echo through human history. Whether in a political arena or a stretch of savanna, the dynamics of power reveal the raw, animalistic nature at the heart of survival.